One guy was just like, I love big booty black women. You love big booty black women? Sir, goodbye. Goodbye, Chong. Today is going to be a very interesting video because today, for the first time, I will be talking about dating life in China. I've lived in China for a little over a year, and I'm always asked so many questions when it comes to dating life in China. Is it difficult to find a man in China? Have you ever tried long-distance relationships? What's the sex like with Chinese men? Have you ever considered same-sex relationships while you've been in China? All of this. Well, today I'm going to answer those questions and more. So tune in. So today we have got a doozy for you, because today I'm actually going to be talking about dating life in China. Let's get two things. Let's get two things straight. Number one, I am not the spokesperson for being black in China. That's not what I do. I don't get paid to do it. Therefore, I am not doing that. Number two, I am not the dating and life guru. So that is not what I do. That is not what I get paid to do. That is not what I'm interested in doing. Everything that you will hear in this video is my personal opinion. I posted on my Instagram account and I asked people to just give me questions about what they wanted to know about the dating life in China. Because so many people want to know, what is it like dating in China? What is it like dating when you're a black woman in China? Is it difficult? Do you have to use online dating apps? Have you ever tried the Asian D? Wink, wink. No, not wink, wink like I've tried it. Wink, wink like that's what they asked me. So many different questions. So I was just like, you know what? Let me answer these questions, and hopefully this can give people a clearer idea of what it's like dating in China. So before we even get started with the questions and answers, please subscribe, hit the red button, and then hit the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. But make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on what's going on in Karina's world here in China. The first question I often get asked by everyone, including my grandmother, is, have you ever dated an Asian guy before? It depends on what dating means. So I've gone on a few dates. So if I've gone on a few dates, I guess we could say that's dating. I've gone on a few dates with a few Chinese guys, but I was never fully interested. It was just like, okay, well, you seem to be interested in me. Let's just go hang out. But one of the things I did realize about, I don't want to say Asians, Chinese guys, a lot of Chinese guys, is you're a foreigner. And a lot of guys or a lot of people will want to be around you because you are a foreigner. So I've had situations where people are like, oh, I want to buy you food, I want to take you out. And then the whole time we're eating, they're just snapping pictures and posting, like just snap, snap. I'm with the foreigner, lay why here, why go in here? And it's just like, okay, so do you like me or do you like the idea of just being around a foreigner? As you can tell, I'm African American, I'm black, so I'm brown. They're not as attracted to brown skin as they are to white skin. So they love them some Caucasian women, honey. Like, they love them some Caucasian women. But brown skin women, it's not the same, which is okay because I'm not really checking for Chinese men anyway. So you ain't checking for me, I'm not checking for you. We good, what's up? They believe that Americans, I won't even say foreigners, they believe Americans are very open when it comes to sex. So things that they won't say to a Chinese girl, baby, they will feel comfortable saying to a foreigner. Like, you want sex? I actually had one guy who, he asked me on a date, and then 2 days later, he was just like, I want to know how American women take sex. I've never had anyone say anything like that, take sex. But that's one of the issues too, is they believe Americans are very open, and we are in comparison to Chinese women. But I'm not gonna ever be that open that you messaging me asking me how I take sex is gonna be an invitation for you to come to my house. No, are you crazy? Are you dumb? Question number dos. Are you open to dating outside your race? Now, when I lived in the States, I wasn't. Like, I was so close-minded. Like, if you're not black, I'm not interested. But I think being in a different country where there are not as many foreigners or not as many people who look like you, you begin to see the good in more people. Like, oh, he's cute. He's white, but he's cute. You're a little more lenient when it comes to your preferences. Question number 7. Is dating hard in China? So it depends on what you're looking for when it comes to dating life. Are you interested in like one night stands? Are you interested in just getting to know someone and having some type of companionship? Are you interested in possibly getting married and moving back home and settling down? Like, what are you interested in? There's also way more women in China than men. So you're coming to the table with all of these qualities. I've noticed, and this is my personal opinion, that men are not as interested in getting to really know you because it's like, you just too difficult. There's Becky over here or LaQuisha over here, and they train to go. It's easier for them to find, what they're looking for because there are way more women, which is fair, because if the tables would turn, I might feel the same way. Like, why do I need to go through all of this with you and you're looking for stability? I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm in China. So I get it. I'm not even faulting them for that. I get it. But it can be difficult based on what you're looking for. And it's also difficult because there are more women than men. What's the online dating life like? Have you used any online dating apps? Right. So when I said dating life can be difficult, this is one of the methods you can use to make it a little bit easier when it comes to finding someone you're interested in, is the online dating apps. They have Chinese dating apps. I don't use them because then you're just gonna be flooded with Chinese people. But I have used Tinder before. The issue with that is you would think because Tinder is like a Western dating app that there would be more foreigners on there. No. You go on Tinder, it's just like just dating in China, but on your phone, because there's a lot of Chinese people on there. I would say, like, I tried Tinder for like a week straight, and I was just like, yeah, it's too much, because it was just too many Chinese people. And then, like I said, Chinese people feel way more comfortable saying certain things to American women or black women that they would never say to a Chinese woman. Like, one guy was just like, I love big booty black women. You love big booty black women? Sir, goodbye. Goodbye, Chong. Yeah, but there are online dating apps. I haven't had any success with them, mostly because I haven't really tried. But I don't know. If I get desperate, I might have a follow-up video telling you guys more about my dating life using Tinder. We'll see. Have you tried long-distance relationships while living in China with men from the States or other countries? Yes, I have. I was in an on-again, off-again relationship with a guy for about 8-9 years. And we tried it when I first moved to China, like maybe it would work. And it didn't work. So we didn't talk for like months. We just found out that it didn't work. So yeah, I have tried it. That was the one time I tried it. Can long distance relationships work? Yeah, absolutely. It depends on what you're willing to put in to make it work. I have so many friends here who, one girl got engaged while she was here, and her fiance is in the States. So it just depends on what you're willing to commit to and what you're willing to put in to make sure it works while you're abroad. Would I be open to a long distance relationship? I definitely would, because I don't plan on living my life here in China. And so it would be good to have someone there back home yeah. Is it difficult to find a good man in China? It's difficult to find a good man if you don't know what you're looking for. But I think I'm not one of those women that's just like, men ain't That's not me. I believe there are quality and great men out there. Most of them are probably married right now, but I think they're still out there. So I don't think it's difficult. I think you just have to put yourself in the right situation where you can find that person. And you have to also, when you're in China, not abroad, but when you're in China, you also have to be a little more open. I think coming here to China, I was so closed-minded. He gotta be black, he gotta be tall, he gotta have money, he gotta be funny, that sounds like a rap. Gotta have money, gotta be funny, gotta have a degree. It was all of that stuff. And a lot of that stuff, that's still a quality like you have to have. But I think I'm a little more lenient in the sense of we're in China. And so if you're in China, to me, that's already a plus because I love to travel. So if you're living in China, you love to travel, or there was something that caused you to make this move here. So that's already commendable. Have you tried dating the same sex? No, not interested, never will be interested. Question number ba. Any dating horror stories? So actually I was dating a guy for like 4.5 months. Oh, I just sped into that real quick. I was dating a guy for 4.5 months. He was from Zimbabwe. He was very young. I'm not even gonna tell you guys how young he was compared to me, but he was very young. And I think when I first moved to China, I was very vulnerable because I didn't know the language. I didn't know much. I didn't know how to get around. So meeting a guy who was black and educated and funny, knowing that, you know, he could speak Chinese and he could help me. Like, I think that was another reason why I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'll overlook the age gap because he can still, in a way, he's providing for me because he's helping me with so much. He was also in college. I was gonna leave that part out, but it's important that you know he was in college. So when I get to the horror story, you understand why it was such a horror story. Everything was so good. He would go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday night, he would come back to my city. So I lived in Suzhou. He was in school in another city, but he had an apartment in Suzhou. So it was like 4 days off, and then I still have some time to still see him and miss him. So I loved that. But when it became, y'all, everything was going so good until Christmas break. Christmas break, he got about a month off. And when he was off, he was just always around. Like, always around. It got to the point where I was just like, I don't even want, like, geez, please. So, in January, I go home, and I'm still thinking like I'm in the States. So I give him my key, and I'm like, hey, can you just, you know, check on the place from time? Let me get some wine. So one day I go on Facebook, and I look at his stories. This man is posted up in my living room with his homeboy and some chick. So I'm like, excuse me? I screenshot and I sent it to him. He's like, it's not a big deal. You've told me, like, if I'm bored, I can invite people over to your house. I was like, I never said that. So fast forward to when I come home from the airport. He picks me up from the airport. On the way home to my apartment, I had been gone for a month. I was 30 minutes away from my apartment, and I just started telling him, like, you know, I feel like I was way more productive before we were talking, so we really need to take a break because I feel like I'm losing myself. I need to find myself, blah, 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 blah. This man proceeds to tell me, yeah, I got evicted from my apartment, so I moved my stuff into your house about 3 weeks ago. And then acted like he was not going to leave at first. Like, well, it's raining. Nah, you got to go. So that was that. But it wasn't like a real horror story. Like, I haven't had any real, like, oh, I thought someone was going to kill me. No, none of that. But that was a horror story in itself, child. You have a man trying to move in your house while you're not even home. All right, question number 10. Do you see yourself settling down in China? No. No. I don't want to do that. I think also with the picture taking and the stairs and stuff, I really wouldn't want my child to feel like they have to succumb to that because I like the Chinese lifestyle I have. Yeah, it's comfortable. They pay me a really good salary. They pay for my housing. They pay for my Wi-Fi. They pay for my flights to and from America. I get meals every day for free. Yeah, it's cool. And then the cost of living is very, very cheap. I spend less than $150 a week. Even less than that. I would say $100 a week. So it is a good lifestyle. And granted, like I said, there are so many people I know who enjoy that lifestyle. However, that's not me. Long term, I want to be back home. Like, I want to be back in America. There's no and, if, buts about it. I can't see any place being home for me except for the United States of America. So, who knows? Maybe I'll meet my Prince Charming here or while I'm traveling, and then we can go home and settle down and make some babies. But, who knows? I know the dating life can be difficult, period, but it can be a little more difficult when you're living and traveling abroad. But love is everywhere. That sounded so cliche. Love is everywhere. If you have any questions about dating life in China, Black experience in China, or any other questions that you want to ask me, feel free to comment below. I will answer them. Once again, subscribe if you haven't. See ya! To stay updated on what's going on in Karina's world, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share. Ciao!